A few people said to me, yeah, have I thought about doing more regular videos again rather than do them every other day? So I thought, you know what? When I've got stuff to talk about, I will. And then, you know, if I don't put any pressure on myself to try and force a topic or think about something random, then it'll probably come more naturally. And that tends to be how my annoying brain works. If I force myself to do it every single day, then I start to get like a block where I can't think of anything worthwhile to talk about. Whereas if I just say, take it easy, see what comes, then stuff inevitably does. Do you know what? Before I start, I was going to talk about something this evening and just general stuff going on. But this set here is the bane of my life at the moment. I can't remember who got it for Emily. I'm assuming it was a birthday present, but it's got a load of glitter in it and it's everywhere. I pulled out, this is my recording chair, and I pulled it out and it's covered in glitter. I've hoovered it, I've wiped it with a wet wipe. It's just covered in glitter. I'm going to look like, well, I'm going to look like I'm wearing it on my clothes. It's all over me at the moment. My arm's glittery. I don't think it really shows up on camera. My hand's covered in glitter. It depends on the light. I went and washed it. I think I might have got most of it out. But it is blooming everywhere. It's wrecked our chairs. I'm a bit frustrated. If it's not Ollie weeing on the sofa, it's Emily covering the kitchenware in bloody glitter and Ben covering everything in tomato sauce and stuff like that. Kids are a nightmare. They wreck your stuff. Don't buy nice furniture if you've got kids. That's my lesson. But the main lesson I was actually going to do a video about today, nice segue there. I feel like we haven't learned very well lately. It's hit and miss. I come home tonight, it's the school holidays. I've been reading about how drastic some people's holidays have been in the Chewy Gem group. Can't speak. I think there's glitter in my mouth. I don't know why I swallowed it, but anyway, reading in there about the day that people have had and how their week's going so far. Most of them are all basically in this kind of school holidays hell, and it made me think, oh my God, I hope Ollie's okay at home. I hope he's not having too much of a difficult time. But from what I understand, he had a great time. Him and his nan, funnily enough, played Super Smash Bros on the Switch and Pokken tournament together. Apparently she beat him a few times as well, so now I know that their nan's a bit of a Pokken tournament fiend. I might have a tournament with her. But no, it sounds like they had a really good day. When I got home, he was quite happy. He was bouncing about, you know, spinning a little bit. But other than that, he was happy enough. He just got on with his normal evening stuff, ate all his dinner, that kind of thing. And then I made the stupid mistake of basically saying, right, Ollie, it's time for bed. And he just sort of said, he gets his finger, he goes, N-O spells no. And I said, no, it's time for bed. And he said, N-O spells no. And I was like, and Claire and I both said, give us the iPad. And he was like, no. And then Claire took it, and then he got all upset, and then he was moody, and then he was upset. And I realised very quickly, and I think Claire did too, that we'd made that happen. It was one of those like, yeah, we should have probably just said, Ollie, it's time. We definitely should have said it's time to go to bed in 5 minutes. We should have said now it's time to hand, you know, all of that extra time. But I think we just, the time had come. We were like, right, it is whatever it was. It must have been 7 o'clock because that's bedtime. It's 7 o'clock, let's go kind of thing. And it's just ended up making everything longer. I mean, this is something that I guess will happen from time to time. He's up there, he's perfectly happy now. He's chatting away to Claire while I've come down and started recording. But it just set him off. I was just like, why did we do that? Why didn't we? I actually stopped mid-sentence and said to Claire, I was like, we started this badly. We need to step back and let him kind of calm. He hid behind her in a little heap, hiding his face, and everything was fine. He sort of calmed down then. So it's worked out, but I feel like that kind of thing happens more often than it should at the moment, on and off. And it's interesting thinking about how we've learned a lot, but the basics are still so easy to slip out of. The people who do it all the time, the people who are religiously on it, yeah, they're commendable, because it's just an odd learning curve. We played the. It makes me laugh because to calm him down, we were playing a game where I have to guess what he's thinking, but what he's thinking is always the thing that I've suggested, because he doesn't have anything in his head already. It's like, what picture is he thinking of, and I'm drawing it in his mind almost by saying it, and that seems to be how the game's going with him, which I think is quite funny. We also had a thing where he was trying to guess the Pokemon I was thinking of, and I think I might have said this yesterday, and he'd get it eventually, but then I'd ask him what he was thinking of, and after 6 guesses, he would just pick whatever I'd said, and I was trying to pick up really obscure ones that I don't think he knows yet, because he's not seen that generation or whatever, and he'd go, yeah, and I was thinking, that wasn't what you were thinking of at all, you liar. But we were doing a bit more of that, and it's just interesting watching his little mind tick over and pick whatever thing I'm thinking of. That might be an age thing, it might be because he's 6 still. I don't know whether, like, I can see when Ben gets to that age whether he's like that. I don't remember Emily being that suggestible with things, but I feel like I'm planting the idea in his head. It's a bit worrying, really. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, again, segueing from Pokemon, is just a ridiculous thing. So I mentioned Pokemon Go yesterday, and a couple of people sent me their codes, which is awesome. If you play it, send me your codes. I can send gifts. It's quite beneficial if we do that, because if you live far away, getting a gift from someone on the other side of the country, if it has an egg in it, when you hatch it, that egg is from the place the person lived in. And that would mean that you would get a Peterborough egg, which would then, if you ever traded it, it would have more distance to it. So that's a benefit. But I don't know if you've seen the news, and I'm a bit miffed. Other people are annoying me at the moment. Other people are ruining this social game because other people are a bit annoying. They've announced that you can potentially change your team soon. They're bringing out an item that you can use to change. If you don't like being yellow or blue or red, you can change. Now, they only announced this yesterday, I think it was, but so many people have approached me and said, so you'll be changing teams then, will you? And I'm like, what, because I'm in the yellow team? Because I'm in the team that people laugh at? No, I won't be changing it from the yellows. I'm Team Instinct till the end, damn it. But at first, everyone in Instinct was saying the same. Yeah, I'm fine. I like my team. I'm staying put. And I'd calmed from it. So many people had asked me that I was starting to get a bit triggered by it all, and a bit like, why do people keep assuming that I'm going to just be like, yeah, I'll be a blue player now? And I sort of calmed on the idea after we'd spoken about it a bit. And then this morning, one of the guys who is a yellow on our local page randomly discovered that they're bringing this feature out, and he started it all off. Well, I'm going to change to the blue team then. And I was like, you can't just change teams. You know, you picked yellow. You're part of the yellow gang. Come on. Like, we need each other to roll. And he was like, I'd prefer to be on the blue team and get more coins and more balls or whatever. And I was like, it's not how the game works, mate, come on. And he's quitting, so I'm annoyed with him. And then I've just found that people are falling like dominoes now, and I'm like, I don't want to change teams. I'm absolutely not changing teams. But I know Ollie wants to be on the team that his friend is on. The guy that we raid with quite often, his kids are on the blue team, and he keeps saying, why aren't we on the blue team? And I'm really worried that they're going to mention it to him now, because then that's all he's going to think about and go on about. He's going to be determined to change. I'm not going to let him, because the way I'm raised, you pick a team, you stay on it forever. If it was that simple, we'd all be Man United fans, like the guy who's changing from yellow to blue is a bloody glory hunter, is what he is. Whereas I'm a Tottenham fan, I know misery, and you kind of end up enjoying the misery. The hardness is what makes it fun. So I like being on a yellow team. They're not the worst team in town. The Reds are probably the least represented in most places I've been. But I just like being on the team that's considered a bit of an underdog. It makes the game more challenging. If I wanted to play life on easy mode, I wouldn't do half the things I do. I like playing on hard mode. But I'm a bit, as I say, nervous about Bosco finding out, because he hasn't got the resilience I have. He needs to support Spurs for another 20 years, and then he won't want to change teams. At the moment, he's quite lucky, I suppose, that he's following things like football when they're good, and I'm making it easier for him on the Team Instinct side of things. But yeah, I'm trying to hide that news from him. Other than that, it's been quite a quiet one. I've had so much writing to do at work that I've been kind of going to work, writing all day, coming home, writing all evening, going to work, writing all day, coming home, writing all evening. Last night, I was so broken with it all that I was just like, I ended up going through and just adding words in and tweaking bits. I still managed to hit my word count. I was blooming chuffed. I got to something like 11:30 at night, and my word count my average words per day was 490. Annoyingly, and it will change once I start writing again tonight, I went to take a screenshot of it. It went past midnight, and because I'd written 2 words, it brought my average down to like 400 and whatever, because it was counting that day in the average, and because I'd done such little writing, it dented it that much. So I was a bit miffed at that. It meant I couldn't take a good screenshot, but I'm thinking I might try and smash out a couple of thousand words at one point in the next week, and then screenshot it at 500 and be like, whee. But no, it's all going very well. I'm going to wrap up because I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but Ben is crying his head off. I will wrap it on a little bit more. He has been an energy ball at the moment. He's hitting his 2s, terrible 2s, even though he's only 1 and a bit, 1.5. He's 18 months, so he's basically really becoming non-stop, running around, doesn't want to go to bed, very, very happy and adventurous, and keeping everybody from going to bed by the sounds of it. So I am going to wrap up. That's me for the day. Let me know if you're going to change teams on Pokemon Go if you play it. If you don't play it and you haven't played it, why not start now? We're midway through Gen 4. You've got like 480 Pokemon to catch. It'll be an amazing game for you. If you haven't played it for a while, why not come back to it and add people in the comments? Put your codes down. I'll add you. We'll share gifts and stuff. If I can get enough yellows together, we can convince Ollie not to abandon his team. I want more of you to join my team. That'd be good. Anyway, he's screaming now, so I'm going to go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.